This is Ajay and I'm the Cognos trainer. Okay, so far we have some techniques like DBMS and by adding relational features, DBMS. By adding some more features, it will become as object-oriented relational database management systems. What all are these?
For the DBMS is a database management system.
Mm-hmm.
Then the RDBMS is a relational database management system. It is relational in the sense that the table in our database have a relationship of the primary foreign key.
Yes, exactly. And then this is object-oriented. Okay.
Database, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Orally, all these are strategies to maintain data on top of a database, right?
Okay.
Okay. If you want to store some data on a database, either you can go for DBMS or DBMS and object-oriented relational database management systems based on your requirement. Okay. Orally, what I'm saying is all these are strategies or methodologies to store the data in a database. You can maintain these techniques, these methodologies on top of any database like Oracle DB2, Teradata, it is a whatever it may be. Okay, in the same way, we have something like data warehouse. Data warehouse, this is also a strategy or a methodology to store data in a database. You can implement this data warehouse on top of any database. Okay, but all these methodologies follows a similar way to store data, whereas data warehouse, it follows somewhat a different way to maintain data in a database. Then how it differs? Let me explain. Say for example, in a company, employee table is there. Okay, there is a record in the table, employee number 101 and his name A, and he is working for our US region, and we are paying 10,000 as a salary for him. This is a record in the database. Okay. And after some time, some days, we shifted him into our UK region and salary increased by 5,000. Then how this record is going to change, or what is the SQL statement we are going to issue here?
Come again, please.
We shifted him into our UK region and salary increased by 5,000. Then how this record is going to change, or what is the SQL statement we're gonna issue here?
It's going to be
update. So this US will become as UK and the salary will be increased by 5,000, 15,000, right?
Yes.
Updating like this, that is there in these methodologies. Whereas in data warehouse, no, don't update any record. Keep the records as it is and insert one more record with the updated information. Yeah, and now his UK salary 15,000. After some days, shifted him into our, say for example, Australia branch, paying 20,000. And later on, now he is working for our Japan, assume 25,000. Like this, in data warehouse, we are not updating any records, not deleting any records, keep on insert. So, what the use, what we are doing here orally, we are maintaining the history of this employee. Now, if I want to do some analysis like how much I am spending more on this employee, then initially I paid 10,000 and now we are paying 25,000. So I can say we are spending 15,000 more on this employee, like that I can say, right?
Yes.
As you told, if we update the records at the final, we are going to have this record only. In that case, if I want to do analysis, it is not possible. Okay. Orally, the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. This is the case with only one employee. If I maintain the information like this for all the employees and organization wise, first of all, procurement, production, marketing, sales, HR, like that, if I maintain all my enterprise data like this, then by analyzing that history, I can analyze what is going there in my business and I can take better decisions, right? Okay, the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Then we are not updating anything, we are not deleting anything here. Then what is about the database volume? It grows rapidly.
Yes.
After 5 years, 10 years, this database, it may contain gigabytes, terabytes of data. So usually data warehouse contains bulk data.
Okay.
Okay, clear about this? The main concept of data warehouse is
Yeah.
history, maintaining history for analysis. Analysis is the main need here for data warehouse. If
Okay.
analysis is not required, then no need to construct the data warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, now let us see a broad picture of a data warehouse. Okay, a top level of data warehouse, a overview of data warehouse. Okay, take any company, say for example Johnson & Johnson. They have multiple departments like R&D, sales, and public relation. Okay, for R&D, they're using Class database. For sales, they're using MS SQL Server. For public relations, they're using MySQL. Like that, they're using heterogeneous, different databases for their individual departmental needs. Why? Why like that?
Yeah.
Why can't they use a single database for their all organization needs?
It's going to be depending on the needing factor of the organization. Let's say the R&D, maybe Oracle has I think Oracle is really more reliable. Should I say reliable than
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
rest database in terms of security, in terms of performance, in terms of high availability? I think Oracle is better, and that is why they're using Oracle for that particular
Exactly.
environment.
Exactly what you're saying is right. That is depends on the requirements and price licensing. Okay, in the R&D, they need to maintain high security. Why? Because the result of the R&D is there in this department. It is not supposed to be leaked. So they need to maintain high security. Not only that, they are maintaining not only successful R&Ds, they are maintaining the failed R&Ds also in the database. Why? Because those are learned lessons. So the data volume is also high.
Okay.
Overall, in this R&D department, the requirement is high security and bulk data support. So when compared to other products, Oracle give you the type of environment in a better manner. So even though this is costly, they are using Oracle here because the requirement is like that. Okay,
Okay.
and here sales data volume somewhat less and the security issues somewhat less. Here MS SQL Server is enough, somewhat cheaper than Oracle. Okay, and public relations, this department, what it contains, generic information like customer addresses, distributor addresses, kind of generic information. Data volume is less, security issues also less. So they are using MySQL here, open source. Anyone can use this MySQL without paying any money.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like that depends on their requirements. They are using heterogeneous databases throughout their departments. Okay, so these individual databases, these are called as operational data sources.
Mhm.
All of them together called as operational source system. The total thing is source for our data warehouse. Now, extract the data from the source system and put that into a temporary database called staging database. Staging database, apply transformations on top of that. What is a transformation? The count is different from product to product what we are using. Transformations, these are like cleansing, scrubbing, tuning, lookup, aggregator, like the different transformations are available. I'll give you a basic idea what is a transformation. Okay, say for example, in a bank account, account number 101, account number 101, December 1st. In this account, opening balance is this much, and on the same day, December 1st, multiple transactions are there in this bank account. Okay, assume like this. Are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yeah. Uh, Multiple transactions are there in this bank account on the same day. As a bank manager, what my analysis requirement is, I did not want to have all these transactions. I want to have total deposits and total withdrawals only. This is enough for my analysis need. So If I want to get total deposits and total withdrawals, here I need to perform some calculations like summation of all deposits and summation of all withdrawals. That type of things are called as transformations.
Okay.
Orally, what is a transformation means? Getting the required information which is useful for analysis from the existing information. Okay, after applying transformations, load the data into data warehouse. How we are maintaining the records here? Account number 101, December 1st, total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. Account number 101, December 2nd, total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. Like that, don't update any records, keep on insert. Okay? Okay. Now, this process, extraction, transformations, load, this process is called as ETL process. For ETL, we have different tools are available in the market, Informatica, Data Stage, Data Manager, of course some other tools also there. By using the ETL tools, we are loading the data, we are loading the history into this data warehouse. Clear? Any questions?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Now, the data loaded, the history loaded into the data warehouse. The main concept of data warehouse, what we are talking is analysis. Okay. One day, a sales manager asked me to give some analysis on the sales staff. If I say like, boss, the tables are there in the data warehouse, granting you access on the tables, so get your own, get the information whatever you want from the data warehouse. If I say like that, then what happens?
The user can use reporting tools like Cognos to get information from the data warehouse.
Yeah, that is the thing. But if I say write your own queries, bring your own analysis from the data warehouse, if I say like that, then that will be the last day in that company, right?
Yes.
Well, because they don't know how to write SQL. He's a sales manager. He don't know how to write SQL, how to bring the required information. It is not possible with them.
Okay.
If you ask like government policies, company policies, consumer trends, gross profit, net profit, if you talk like that, he can explain you on fingertips. But the thing is, writing SQL, it is not possible with them. So, the data loaded into data warehouse not usable by end user.
Okay.
Instead of doing like that, if I prepare some charts, pivots, trends kind of thing by showing these are the least 5 products which are not at all moving in Europe. These are the top 5 products which are moving very good in US. Like that, if I prepare some charts, these are the employees who are not performing well. Otherwise, for these employees, year-on-year comparisons, their performance is increasing like that. If I prepare some charts or some pivot tables kind of thing or some detailed reports, by seeing the report itself, the users can understand that, right?
Sure.
For that, we have one more area in the data warehouse, reporting. By using ETL, we are loading the data into data warehouse, and by using reporting, we are fetching the data which is already presented there in the data warehouse, and we're gonna prepare some sort of reports.
Okay.
For reporting, we have different tools are available: Cognos, Business Intelligence, Business Objects. Many, at least I can say, dozen of tools are available for reporting. At least dozen of tools. Some of them are open sources, some of them are commercials. Okay. Anyhow, among these dozen of tools, I can say this Cognos BI, it is having at least 35 to 40% market share in this reporting area.
Okay.
And this Cognos BI, this is an IBM product. So far, IBM sold 32,000 licenses on the Cognos. So those many projects are running on Cognos BI. And we are going to learn this Cognos BI.
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question. What is the major difference on the, I know there are various version of Cognos, there's 8, 10, 10.2. Are they, do they have the same functionalities?
From Cognos, I'll answer your question after some time.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay, and now this is broad picture of data warehouse. And before going into this Cognos BI, let us talk something here. This system. source system. This is called as OLTP, online transactional
That's
processing, and this is called as OLAP, online analytical processing. Then how these two differs? What is OLTP and what is OLAP? OLTP, this is to maintain all the day-to-day transactions like that. OLAP, this is for analysis only. OLTP, say for example, if you go bank, if you do any transactions like deposit or withdraw, do online transactions, POS transactions, ATM transactions, whatever it may be, everything will be recorded here in the OLTP. In OLAP, we are not maintaining all the records. We are maintaining the consolidated information, which is useful for analysis. See, in OLTP, all the transactions are recorded like this. Whereas in OLAP, we are maintaining the information which is useful for our analysis. So I can say we are maintaining consolidated data here in OLAP. Okay?
okay.
And OLTP, this is mainly to run the business. OLAP, this is mainly to do analysis on my running business. See,
Okay.
if I want to run my bank, I need to have all these details, right?
Sure.
That is why we are maintaining all the records here. Whereas data warehouse, this is just for analysis. So I am maintaining aggregated information which is useful for my analysis only. And number of hits for this server is very high. Take for example Bank of America. How many transactions will be there per second? Many, right? So
Sure.
this database server number of hits are very high, and this database server should work as fast as possible. That is why OLTP systems, these are normalized systems.
Okay.
I think you know about normalization, right? One and
Come again. You said?
Normalization.
Yeah, normalization. Yeah, I know. Trying to avoid redundancy.
Yes, exactly. Normalization, as per the definition, normalization is a process which increases the database server performance by reducing the redundancy. Right? So OLTP
Yes.
systems, these are normalized systems. Whereas OLAP, these are denormalized systems. Denormalized systems, what is it then? Performance goes down. If you apply normalization here, as you told, it won't accept the redundancy. Without having the redundancy, it is not possible to maintain history, but the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history. That is the reason these are denormalized systems. Then what is about the performance? Performance goes down. Anyhow, number of users are very, very less for this OLAP system. As a bank manager, me only the user for this system to do analysis on my bank. So and so housing loan, not that much profitable, don't encourage that. So and so car loan, yes, these are profitable, encourage these loans. Like that, to do analysis on my bank, I am only the user for this system. I am not going to allow my customers to do analysis on my bank, right?
Yeah.
I am only the user for this system, or my superiors like zonal managers, regional managers. Okay, anyhow, the number of users for OLAP is comparatively very less. And
Okay.
OLTP, it follows relational model. This is already you know, table A join with B join with C, like that. Whereas OLAP, it follows multi-dimensional model. Okay, why multi-dimensional model here? Why? Because there are some significance if you use multi-dimensional modeling in OLAP to improve the performance, even though in denormal form. We can improve the performance by using multi-dimensional model. Of course, this is not the right time to discuss about relational model versus multi-dimensional model. In our tool itself, we're gonna create a multi-dimensional model. At the time, I'll give you more details about multi-dimensional modeling.
Okay.
Okay. Now let us see into this Cognos BI. The same tool, in some aspect, we call this as querying tool, and sometimes we say the same tool as reporting tool, and sometimes we say this as business intelligence tool, and in some aspect we say this as decision support systems, like this. Why? Why these many different names? Querying. Querying. Okay, here being a tool, Cognos creates queries automatically. No need to write any select star from, no, nothing required. The tool, it is capable enough to write the SQL. By default, it prepares the queries automatically. And in a worst case, assume the query prepared by Cognos is not meeting the requirement. I want to edit the SQL. Yes, we can edit the SQL created by Cognos. Okay. And one more situation. I did not want to allow Cognos to write SQL. I can write myself. Yes, we can write ourselves. Freestyle reporting. Cognos creates queries automatically. If you want to edit the SQL generated by Cognos, yes, we can edit. And one more case, if you want to write your own SQL, you can write. That is why we are calling this as querying tool here. And reporting tool, do you know what is reporting, any clear idea about that, or do you want me to explain?
I just feel reporting tool are tools that we use to tap into the data warehouse to give a well explained report for our users.
Yeah. So need not to explain about this reporting tool. What is business intelligence, right?
Yes.
Or okay, leave that part. Okay. One day the customer paste exhausted, completed. Now he wants to buy a new paste and he went to an outlet and he asked for our Colgate. This B he is not distributing properly. So in that particular outlet our Colgate paste is not available. Because of non-availability of our Colgate paste, the customer bought some other paste like Pepsodent. He started using that. He may like something there. If he likes something there, he never come back to our Colgate paste. We are losing our customers. All these things are happening because of this B only. I mean, because of the negative performed employees only. So, the manager needs to focus on the negative performed employees. Okay, not only these three, assume we have, assume we have some 1000 records like this. Out of them, some second records, some 55 records, some 105 records are having negative numbers. The manager needs to search whose performance degraded. Instead of doing like that, if I highlight these records like this, by seeing the report itself, he can understand whose performance is degrading and he can take actions accordingly, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, we can do, I mean, this is one example for a report. And I'll give you one more example. Say, for example, in a company, a procurement manager is there. He wants to buy 100 systems for a project, 100 computers for a project. This is not the first time. They bought multiple times and they're maintaining their dealers and their qualities in the data warehouse. Qualities means how they are charging, how about the service, and how fast they're able to deliver the systems like that. Now he requested us to create some analysis on the vendors. So I am preparing a report, dealer X, dealer Y, and dealer Z. And the qualities means price, the service, duration. Okay, here I want to give ranks out of 5. 1 is best, and 5 it is worst. Okay, a report prepared like this. Okay, report prepared like this, and now submit the report to the manager who requested you. He started analyzing this. Dealer X, price 1 means best price, service average, duration 5. 5 means worst duration. It will take a 1 week, 10 days kind of delay, not like months, years, a 1 week delay. Dealer Y, everything is average, and dealer Z, 5 means worst, I mean comparatively high, not like double, triple. Okay, and service duration 1 means best, he can deliver the systems immediately. Okay. Now, the manager situation is he needs to start the project immediately. He needs to start the project immediately. In that case, he wants to buy 100 computers for that project. Then to whom he is going to place the order?
It's going to be Z.
Yeah, he'll go for Z only. Why? Because he'll look for best duration.
Yeah.
Okay. One more situation. Till now the project is in discussion stage, not yet finalized, not yet confirmed. For the project he was to buy 100 computers. Then
Then he can go with one.
yeah, he can go for X. Why? Because
Mhm.
price, best price. Duration
Right.
5. This is a 1 week, 10 days kind of delay. No problem. The project is still in discussion stage.
Yeah.
Like that, before taking decisions, they need to depend on this type of reports. Without following these reports, if they take decisions, either they may lose time or they may lose money. If he needs to start the project immediately without considering this report, if he places order 3x, then what happens? Duration was duration, so
Right.
the,
Uh-huh.
the project will be delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, we are creating this type of reports by using Cognos tool. That is the reason I am saying this tool as a reporting tool.
Okay.
Business intelligence. This is one of the examples how it will be helpful for business, and they can analyze what is going there in their business intelligence. And decision support system. This is the example. Before taking decisions, they need to depend on this type of reports. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now let us move on to the next slide. This is one report taken from the tool itself, a sample report. And now in Cognos, we have different tools are available. Some of them are web-based applications and the remaining are Windows-based applications. What is web-based and what is Windows-based first of all?
Um, web-based applications are application we find online
Mm-hmm.
that we can access to them online using our IP address. And Windows-based application is application that are locally accessed. I don't know. So
Exactly. Web-based applications, no need to have a software in your machine. Straight away you can work with the server, like from browser you can work like your Gmail, like Google, like Yahoo Mail. For that, no software required in our machine, right?
yeah.
Those are web-based applications. And Windows-based applications, we need to install a software in our machine. See, are you using Outlook?
Yes.
Okay, Outlook, you need to install that in your machine, right?
Yes.
Of course, that may be pre-installed. We need to have the software installation in our machine. So that is a Windows-based application. And the same Outlook you can access from Outlook Web Access. No software required. Just by using browser you can do that. That is web-based application. Got it,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Web-based applications, the first thing is Cognos connection. If you want to access any of these web-based applications, first of all, you need to connect to this Cognos connection portal. And from there onwards, you can find the links for these remaining reporting applications. Query Studio, Repo Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio. And in Cognos 10, they released some new tools like Business Insight, and Business reporting applications. Why these many reporting applications? Why? Because see, among all these, Repo Studio, this is only the professional report authoring tool. As a developer, we are going to work with this Repo Studio only. Most of the cases, I can say 99% of the times, we're gonna work with this Repo Studio only. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say this Query Studio and Analysis Studio, these two are subsets kind of thing for Repo Studio. If we feel this Repo Studio as a superset, Query Studio and Analysis Studio, these two are subsets kind of thing for Repo Studio. And Query Studio and Analysis Studio, these two are not meant for the developers. These two are for end users. Then you may ask, we already have as a developer, we are already working in this Repo Studio. Then why for end users these two tools? Two tools. We are developing reports in Repo Studio. Then what is the need for the end users to create their own ad hoc reports? Why? Because if a developer, if an end user, if he wants to see something, some report, first of all, you need to raise a request. The request goes to development team. As a development team, we need to understand what exactly user is asking. If we have any doubts, we need to contact the end user, we need to schedule a meeting with them, and we need to discuss what exactly they want to see. Orally, we need to get 100% clarity on the requirement and then prepare design documents, submit them for review. Once the review finalized, then only we need to develop the report. And then after completion of the report, we need to test the report ourselves to ensure that our report is showing accurate data. That is called as unit test. All these things are common software development life cycle, not only in Cognos, everywhere it will be applicable. Okay, once the unit test done, then move the report to the testing team. They will play with that. If any bugs are there, work on them, and if everything is okay, then only end user is able to see that report. We are going to send the report to end user, right?
Yeah.
This process is common for total IT, not only in Cognos. To complete this process, a small report also, it will take 2 to 3 days. But for the end user, the requirement is not that much great requirement. By simply drag and drop with a limited features, by simply drag and drop, they want to create their own ad hoc reports. For that, we have Query Studio and Analysis Studio. We grant access to end users on these two studios. Very small, small applications. Got it?
Yeah.
As a developer, we work with this Repo Studio only most of the cases. This is advanced report authoring tool. And Event Studio, this event management kind of thing. Say for example, each month, and if any of my salespersons crossed 1 lakh revenue generation, I want to send an appreciation mail. I want to automate it. We can use this Event Studio for that.
Okay.
And they introduced those two new tools like Business Insight Advanced. Those are also ad hoc kind of tools only. Business Insight, that is a dashboard creation kind of tool, and Business Insight Advanced, a kind of Query Studio.
Okay.
All those are for end users only. Okay. What I'm saying is these tools can produce queries automatically. No need to write any SQL statements. These tools are capable enough to write SQL. Okay. But without knowing anything about our database, how these tools produce SQL. Now, do you know Oracle sample tables, employee and department?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. You don't know Oracle sample tables, employee and department. If I ask you to write a join between them, even though you are very good at writing SQL, is it possible with you to write the join without knowing those two tables?
No, it's not possible.
Not possible.
Because you have to know the joint condition.
Yeah, you have to know what are the columns, what is the common column. You need to know them, right?
Yes.
Without knowing the tables, it is not possible for you. Not only for you, for these tools also. Without knowing the database, how these tools produce SQL? Not possible.
Okay.
For that, here we have a Windows-based application framework manager. In the framework manager, what we do is we import the metadata and we apply the join conditions, and is there any security mechanisms, and is there any predefined calculations, filters, kind of thing. This is called as metadata modeling. We do modeling in framework manager. After that, we publish package.
Okay.
For all these tools, we need to use the published package as source. Now, in form of the package, these tools knows about our SQL knows about our database. From there onwards, these tools can produce queries automatically. Let me give some rough example. Assume you as these reporting applications, me as this framework manager. Okay. In the framework manager, what I'm doing is I'm writing everything about the employee table and department table on a paper. Like employee number, it is having columns like employee number, employee name, manager, code, department number, location, blah blah blah. And department table, it is having columns like department number and location. If you want to join these two, use department number. This is the common column. Like that, I am writing everything on a paper.
Okay.
Assume that paper is a package. If I give you the package, if I give you the paper, now you know about employee table and department table, right? From now onwards, you can write your own queries.
Okay.
Okay. In Framework Manager, while explaining you about the employee table and department table, I explained in a wrong manner. Just based on my explanation only, you are preparing the queries here. So you prepare wrong query. So obviously we are going to get wrong data. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me?
Okay.
Problem is there with whom? With you or with me?
Oh,
In,
the problem is going to be if you get a wrong report, then the problem should be from the database.
no, the thing is, in Framework Manager, about the employee table and the department table, I am explaining in a wrong manner. Based
Okay.
on my explanation only, you are preparing the queries here. So, I explained you wrongly, you prepare wrong query, so we are going to get wrong data. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me?
Is with you because you gave the wrong
Wrong
explanation,
met-
the wrong
wrong-
information.
yeah, wrong metadata. So, if you do anything in the wrong in Framework Manager, then definitely that will reflect in all your reports. So, while doing the Framework Manager, we need to take much care. While working with the Framework Manager, we need to take much care. And I can say, Framework Manager, this is a hard kind of thing for Total Cognos.
Okay.
Okay, this is a transformer, a cube creation tool. We'll talk about this later. Okay, how the project flow will be. First of all, we need to create models and Framework Manager and then publish package. This is the first thing. And then start working with this reporting applications to create reports based on the published package from Framework Manager. This is working way. But for learning, we are going to learn in a reverse way. We are going to learn this repository at first and then Framework Manager. Why in the reverse way I am saying? Why? Because if I change something here in the Framework Manager, if I change some property in Framework Manager, then definitely that reflects in reporting. So if you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening at report level, first of all you need to know how these reporting tools behaves while preparing the queries. If you know that, while explaining the Framework Manager, I can see I am changing something here in FM, see how it is reflecting in the reporting, like that I can give you the comparisons. If you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening there in report, first of all we need to know the reporting. That is the reason, first of all we're gonna learn Repo Studio. Once we are done with the Repo Studio, then we'll move on to Framework Manager. And once we are done with the Framework Manager, then we'll move on to this Cognos connections. This is administrative topic. I mean, we have by user options there and admin options there. Basically the thing is, my class, this is not meant for the dedicated admins. We are going to learn the admin topics which are required for a developer. Not only that, we are going to learn more topics which are required for a developer in admin part.
Okay.
And then we look into the Query Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio, and the newly added Business Insight Advanced, different tools. And then I'll give you overview on this transformer. Transformer, this is a cube creation tool. Actually, from the IBM itself, the license is different and the course is also different. But I'll give you a overview in this sessions itself. This is our agenda.
The email I saw, you said you gave me the course material for Cognos 10.1.
Yeah,
and
I'll
you
let you
said
know.
10.2. So which version are you taking?
I'll let you know the versions. The earliest version they released Enterprise EP6.
Okay.
Enterprise 6, Series 6, Cognos 6, like the different names are there. But the given name is Enterprise 6. Almost 12-13 years before version.
Okay.
And then they released Enterprise 7. This is also almost 10 years before. I started my career here in Cognos.
Okay.
And then they released Cognos Report Net. Here different versions like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then they released Cognos 8 series. Here 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and 8.4. And then
Okay.
they came up with Cognos 10 series. Okay, here 10.1, 10.2, and subversions 10.2.1, 10.2.2. This is the
Okay.
recent version released just a couple of months before, and
Okay.
from 8.4 onwards, almost all these are almost same.
Okay.
They're adding new features like, as I told you, Business Insight Advanced. They added new tools here. Of course, those are also, we are going to cover those tools also.
Okay.
Like IBM itself, at the time when Cognos 10 series released by IBM, they told like Cognos 10, this is not a major release, just upgradation of 8.4.
Okay.
All this looks like also same, but they're adding new features like new studios, putting here and there, like that.
Okay.
If you know this 8.4, you cannot feel much difference in 10.2.1 also.
Okay.
And I started working here in the old version almost 8 years before I started my career in data warehouse. So while explaining a particular topic, I can give you the comparisons like, see this feature. This is newly introduced from Cognos 8.4. Prior to 8.4, that was not there. Okay, the
Okay.
feature that is there in 8.1 also, but the implementation way is different. Like that, I can give you the version comparisons also.
Okay.